Adversity is a little bit like fire. Sometimes it scalds or burns. It can even consume and destroy. But when we're empowered and when we can control the adversity, it brings strength, just like steel is tempered by the heat. It cooks our food. It gives us light. And it also can give us a sense of comfort, or gives a sense of comfort. And that's because when we're empowered and we have control, there's no fear. And that's, I believe, one of the most important things, is that in adversity, we do not have a spirit of fear, but instead keep the sense of power and love and a sound mind. Well, we're going to talk about different solutions to the problems we have today with intimidation, bullying, the use of threats, and in a way also the fear factor that comes in with terrorism. It's all the same thing, really. It's all the use of fear to manipulate others, to get your own way, to get status in today's society. And it's interesting that our society is changing, and we're going from a culture of law and order and family to a culture of a tribal or a pack mentality, or the importance of peer groups over family and over law. And in a sense, we're becoming very much what they call it an alpha dog type of society, where we have the role of a dominant male. A long time back there was an article written about the rise of the barbarian male. And that's what we're seeing today, is the idea of the status, the celebrity, and the power is more important than the law, the family, and the society at large. So the problem we see now is the fear factor has created a society where threats or the use of intimidation, bullying, has become the norm of almost a lot of the social interaction that we have. And it's not just with kids. Usually we think of bullying with the problem with kids, but it's with adults too, and even the older people too. The elderly are also being threatened, bullied, and intimidated as well. So it's the whole culture is involved with this problem, and it's not a problem that's really going to be easily changed, because we're talking about changing our entire society and the direction that it's headed. But until it does change, we have to have ways that we can deal with these types of interactions when they're worked against us, and be able to maintain our self-esteem, our sense of respect, dignity, and in many cases, even the ability to survive in this type of culture. Survival might not just be like a direct threat, life or death threat, but surviving also means whether you're going to keep your job because of intimidation by others, bullying by others who are trying to either force you out, or they're just trying to dominate, and you're in the way. If you lose your job, you lose not exactly your life, but you'll be losing your lifestyle. Also in a group of friends or social groups, if you become the one that's the target, then you lose your friends, you lose your social group, your social standing as well. So this is an issue that affects all of us, and we have to have some way of being able to survive through all of this and still retain a sense of self-worth, dignity, and also a sense of belonging as well. It's interesting that we think it starts in grade school, or nowadays you think it starts in preschool, but it even starts in just the child care of the little ones, when they're into a setting with groups and others of their own age. You still start to see the use of intimidation, fear, what we used to call cliques, but we can also refer to as a pack or a a tribal type social setting where you have those that belong, those that don't belong, and there's power groups based on those groups themselves. So, unfortunately, it's not the fault of the little ones. It's they're learning, either consciously or subconsciously, what they see going on around them, and they're just doing the same things. And I think the reason they do the same things is because it works. There's a sense of power there that exists, and also a sense of status, and also I think a sense of security, and that the idea is you're getting your wants and needs met through this process as well. So the dilemma, regardless of the age, is how do we handle this type of lifestyle, this type of culture that we're gravitating toward, and remain productive, and also have a sense of dignity and self-worth.